It's time to get lost in the midcard. This Believe in Pro Wrestling property is brought to you by Bet Online, the continued #1 source for all your sports betting needs. Join now and receive your 100% welcome bonus on your first deposit when you use our promo code BELIEVE. Now, here are Jeremy Bennett and Matt Black on the Believe Podcast Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we will try to predict one of the biggest pro wrestling weekends of the year. It is Lost in the Midcard. Welcome. We were off last week. I had some personal matters to take care of last week, but we are back after a week hiatus. We've got a lot to talk about. We got NJPW Resurgence last night. We got a lot of stuff to talk that came out of there. Injuries galore in pro wrestling, not just from last night, but yet another WWE injury to talk about, and it's going to be a lengthy one as well, unfortunately, but it is a part of the business that we're in. We're also going to predict Night of Champions. That's going to happen on Saturday afternoon, and Double or Nothing Sunday evening. Lots of stuff. Some reason NXT decided to go head-to-head with Double or Nothing. That was...
And just like the typical wrestling fan, we're going to ignore that show's even happening.
I might ask Matt a couple questions.
Go fuck yourself, Sean.
I might ask Matt a couple questions out of that, but other than that, why?
Just air it in the afternoon like they've always done. I don't mind having a whole Sunday of professional wrestling, but if you're putting the stuff head-to-head, dude, it's an easy choice. It's a really, really easy choice. I'm watching Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I don't get... That's just silly. That's just why. It's like when Impact goes head-to-head with SmackDown with their plus shows. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I don't like that either. I definitely prefer Impact's special events to be on weekends. Like the Friday night time slot, you're going up against Rampage, you're going up against SmackDown. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why do you expect people to pay for that? I don't know. That really annoys me about Impact because I enjoy their product.
Yeah, I've been watching it lately
for a great deal. But when you're throwing your product on a time slot like that, it's really it's disappointing. I wish they would revert back to the weekend schedule for their bigger events. And I know that they're not all quote unquote big events, but if you're charging people for them, it should be considered a big event.
Yeah, Under Siege is Friday, ain't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Trinity is taking...
If it's not this Friday, it's next Friday, but I'm pretty sure it's this Friday.
They announced that Trinity is taking on Giselle Shaw in her first...
See, how easy could that have been to run Saturday night when WWE's doing Night of Champions Saturday afternoon? Like, what's the problem there? Then you literally own the night Impact. You want to do We Own the Night song every Thursday, but... you ain't owning nothing, if you're running up against other shows, guys.
Well, what about why couldn't NXT run Saturday night when clearly WWE's running Saturday afternoon?
Saturday night or Sunday afternoon, they had options.
Yeah,
and there's been a precedent for NXT to run Sunday afternoon shows before an AEW pay-per-view, and I don't have a problem with that at all. But I have a problem with this.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, I'm going to be gone Saturday night, so I guess that's good that there's nothing on Saturday night. So I got asked to run karaoke in a small town bar, so that's what I'm going to be doing on Saturday night.
We no longer have any care for the NBA playoffs, so
no,
we want during the weekends.
Both of our teams are shit in the bed right now, unless there's a first time in history deal coming up. Yeah, not looking good for either one of our teams.
I can't see either team winning 4 straight.
No.
Against their opponents in this. It's not possible. Could they each pull off game 4 and force a game 5? Sure. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if both of these series are swept. Really wouldn't be.
It's amazing the switch that the Heat flipped after the play-in tournament.
Yeah, really, really weird.
Destroying Milwaukee, the number 1 seed, then they're about ready to destroy the number 2 seed, and I think they face the 5th seed in between with New York. So, yeah, Under Siege is Friday.
Unreal.
Looks like we got guy I did not watch last week yet. I did not realize Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster are there.
Well, I don't think they're actually back until that show.
Oh,
They're just strolling in and getting a tag title shot. So good for them, I suppose. But
I knew about Aldis and Kenny Kings. I haven't watched the Thursdays, but I'm up to the week before there. And then I just saw that Giselle was just announced today.
yeah, they set that up after Trinity's match with Kylan Kane,
And
which
then
was very good. Very good.
Rich Swann and Sammy Callahan are going to find a partner to take on the design. Be interesting to see who they get there. The 6-way to determine who's going to be number 1 contender. All these sit downs, you got to wonder, are they pulling the trigger on Frankie Kazarian, man? All these interviews and things they're doing with him. It's like, you think they're pulling the trigger?
whoever they're going to do it, he's going to lose. Like
Yeah.
whoever wins, they're losing to Macklin, because clearly the story is a future match between Macklin and Aldis.
Yeah.
So the 6-way, great, whatever. But like, I already know whoever wins this 6-way is losing to Macklin at the next show. So like, it's hard for me to really care when they've already revealed the grander vision for what they're planning.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't really see any title changing
way. They do title changes sometimes on these shows. Like,
but I don't think Saban's going to beat Miguel.
I think there's a chance that happens.
I don't think Grace is going to beat Perazo.
If Saban does beat him, I would make a case for Alex Shelley to win that 6-way.
Yeah, and we know PCO ain't winning, so
yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, that Steven Chambers in the chat. Trey Miguel, Chris Saban's going to be a good match. Yeah, that might be the show stealer there of that whole thing on Friday. What am I doing Friday? Maybe I don't know, because SmackDown was taped. I mean,
SmackDown's taped, and I'm
was
not sure
it
what
exciting?
time Rampage is on.
Was SmackDown exciting?
Not from what I read.
I didn't read the
Not
spoilers.
from what I read.
Yeah.
It's rubbing salt in the wounds, man. It's rubbing salt.
Got Aldis and Gresham. People looking forward to that. Frantic World, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens there with Impact. Now, of course, the big story, of course, last night was New Japan Resurgence, and the main event was the finals of the New Japan Strong Women's title, as they are now crowning a inaugural first-time title holder for that title. And in the finals, as we were not surprised by, was Mercedes Mone and Willow Nightingale. That's pretty cool looking belt, Matt. I like the lavender strap on that thing, Matt. What do you think of that title?
Yeah, nice, clean looking title.
Mm-hmm.
No issues with it at all.
As Matt was saying, Mercedes Mone was this was off camera, but Mercedes Mone was supposed to be probably coming out of there with the title.
Yeah, Mike Johnson, a PW Insider, reports that the plan was for Mercedes to win.
Yeah, broken ankle.
That makes that broken ankle just all the more devastating.
Yeah, because as Matt brought up, likely she would be at Forbidden Door, taking on whoever.
Yeah, I don't know who the plan. I don't know who the plan would have been, but it seems like they were setting up all the puzzle pieces for her to be at Forbidden Door.
Yeah,
and it's such a bummer now that that's not gonna take place because of this injury. It just really freaking sucks. Just a freak accident, man.
Yeah,
like that's what people are always worried about, these high risk moves and everything. The rest of the simplest stuff that could go wrong, and then this happens. Everything in that ring's high risk, no matter what it really looks like. A body slam's high risk if you execute it wrong. It's just you got to respect every single performer that steps into those ropes that performs for our entertainment, because man, it's not easy. It's not freaking easy, and I feel so bad for Mercedes right now.
Man,
she that would have been such a cool moment for her to be the first.
I think that
And
would
now
have been.
that's never going to be able to happen again. So it's
It's
just like
just
that
thinking about it.
sucks.
What I would have done if this would have happened, I would have put Mercedes in with Britt Baker.
That'd have been good.
Yeah, that would have been real good.
Honestly, I'd have liked to seeing her in Cargill.
Unfortunately, that was not the only injury announced. Mark Davis from Aussie Open also has been injured, which maybe explains why Kyle Fletcher was going after Orange Cassidy for the AEW International title. So he's probably apparently Kyle's going to probably stay stateside and work probably more ROH and AEW for the time being while Mark is injured. They had to relinquish their titles. There is going to be a tournament, and the final. I don't know if the whole tournament is at Dominion or if it just the finals are at Dominion. Do you know, Matt?
The finals for what?
Or is it? Oh, it's not even a tournament. It's just going to be a title match. So, yeah. So both the New Japan Strong and IWGP Tag Team Championships will have a new title holder at Dominion.
Yeah, they're just up in a tag. Both titles are up in a tag team match. I'm assuming that's being done so Aussie Open can just come back and win them both back when they're healthy. But at that point, I just question why didn't they just let him hold it? Like if he's just going to be out a couple months, like were they really holding down New Japan's tag team division that bad?
No.
To have a month or two with those titles out of the picture. I think it was kind of a weird judgment call if he's going to be back this summer to strip them of the titles like they did. I thought that was pretty silly.
Yeah. Davis hasn't wrestled since May 3rd. They won the IWGP titles at Genesis and then the Strong tag titles at Capital Collision when they beat the Motor City Machine Guns. But yeah, they didn't even really. Did they say what was wrong with Mark?
I don't
think it came out.
I don't recall him saying what the exact injury was. I could be wrong, but I don't remember Kyle saying what the exact injury was. And
yeah, I don't see it reported.
If someone wants to correct me in the chat, they're more than welcome to. But I don't recall him specifically saying what the injury was, but he did tease that he would be back sooner than people think.
Yeah. On top of that, Kenta wins the Strong Openweight title, gets challenged by Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, I didn't know that title could change hands on count out, but I didn't mind.
Yeah.
Because Hikuleo's not good. He's not good, man. He's not good.
Yeah, WWE wanted him
because he's 6'8".
He's big,
and he's somebody that they could pretend as he's part of the bloodline. Of course, they'd want him. That. Yeah, exactly.
And the other big news coming out of Resurgence: Toni Storm helping her man, Rock Hard Juice Robinson, defeat Fred Rosser in the street.
That might have been my favorite match of the show.
Yeah,
because it exceeded every expectation that I had going in. It kind of blew me away. Like, it was really freaking good, dude.
Anything else that you caught your eye on Resurgence last night?
I really enjoyed the whole show until the air got taken out of me with the injury at the end.
Yeah.
I thought it totally blew away the show I went to in DC earlier this year. I really wish we would have gotten this show instead because this show was, I thought the entire card was just stacked.
MK with an update here. New Japan Pro Wrestling has a rule. If you cannot make your next title defense, you vacate the title. They did an exception with Carl Anderson, but that was on WWE. No injury update on Davis. That it just is that bad.
There we go.
Isn't that? It isn't that.
Thanks for the clarification. But I mean, here's the thing. As far as I'm aware, at Dominion, only the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles were on the line. So I don't understand why they also needed to relinquish the Strong titles, because I don't think they had a title defense lined up for them at the time being. So, and yes, there's definitely all in for Mercedes, but I predict an earlier time for her. TD Garden in Boston, July 19th. She'll be healed up by then. And I don't know why AEW decided to pick that big ass venue if they're not bringing her in. Like, this feels like United Center CM Punk type of arena venue booking. So I would not roll out seeing her when AEW rolls into Boston in mid-July.
Yeah,
So,
July 19th. And then June, I'm guessing the Chicago announcement for Collision's probably coming Wednesday. Is that what you're thinking?
It's one or the other. It's either the Punk stuff is situated and it'll be at the United Center, and if the Punk stuff isn't situated, everybody is saying it's probably going to be at Daly's place, which would really freaking suck because you can't set up a stage in Daly's place.
Yeah.
So if you got a neat new stage set up for Collision, like you don't even get it on the debut show, I think that would really fucking suck.
Unless they,
So I'm hoping all this Punk drama is just a work, or they got it situated relatively quickly. And
we got more on that. We got the latest on that
announcement on Wednesday. Yeah, we'll talk about Punk later on in the show, but
I wonder though.
I'm hoping everything's on the up and up on Wednesday. We'll find out soon enough.
I wonder if Daly's place though, if you could set up the ramp and build backwards on the driveway. The driveway, the famous driveway that FTR pulled into when they made their debut. I kind of wonder if you could set a ramp up through there and set up a stage around that.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, they had so many. Well, no, they set up the stage at Daly's when there was no fans, didn't they?
There was like a little.
But when they had the fans back, they changed up the setup.
They had the platform with behind the ring. I like Daly's place, so it's cool that they come back there.
I'm not sure I would love it for the Collision debut.
No.
But
I agree. So as I said in the open, it's a very busy weekend in pro wrestling. We already talked about Impact Under Siege, which we both completely forgot was this Friday. Night of Champions is happening in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Kickoff show probably about noon Eastern, 11 my time, and the main show 1 Eastern and noon Central. And typical WWE fashion, it's been kind. Do you agree with me, Matt, that it's been kind of a ho-hum build? And we're, again, it's like one of those typical WWE. We don't announce everything until the last minute, and the build has been just there. But yet the show is probably going to kick ass.
I do think the show's going to kick ass. I think they're placing all their bets on the quote-unquote triple main event that they've got lined up for the show, unless they write off Sammy and KO.
Yeah.
On SmackDown on Friday, because they do get like, spoiler alert, everybody, they get laid out on like Roman and them lay them out on the KO show. Like I don't think getting beat up on the KO show 24 hours before the show would mean that they're not making the Saudi Arabia. Like it seems like they're going.
I think if there was them not going, I think there would have been at least a Mike Johnson or a Sean Ross Sapp saying that it's not happening.
Yeah, I at this point I think we would know by now. I just hope Sammy is.
Yes, Steven. It's
I
literally
hope Sammy is protected over there.
Yes, Steven. Is Daly's place close together with the Jaguars football stadium? It is literally. They have. If you remember the Stampede, the stadium Stampede that the Elite and back then it was the Inner Circle. They literally you could go from the concourse right over to the field.
Yeah, they're borderline connected.
Yeah, it's
they're not exactly connected, but they're as close to connected as you can get.
Yeah, originally it was meant for an amphitheater for bands, and you can literally see the field from some points from the place there. So I like it. I like it there. Jaguars remodeling the stadium, going to be 2 years for it to be done. Jaguars playing elsewhere. Yeah, they also get about 8 London games a year too. Is Stokely Hathaway going to be AEW GM? Frantic World says in the chat. He did visit Tony Khan's office recently.
That video this afternoon was very, very interesting. And
I haven't watched it yet.
Here's something I will point out. One of the reasons why the firm was put together, leading into MJF's return at All Out last year, was that Punk specifically wanted to work with Stokely Hathaway. So I would not rule out the idea, and this is just me spitballing, I don't know, but I would not rule out the idea that somehow Stokely Hathaway is the general manager of AEW Collision. I'm just, like I said, I'm not basing it on any fact. That's just me spitballing after watching the video. For some reason,
and he's the guy to bring Punk
Stokely
back.
Hathaway took over
like
Tony Khan's office at the Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium, and I'm telling you, something's going on. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what they have planned.
Yeah, man, Collision's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very much looking forward to it. I like I said, like I've been begging for Miro to be back on my TV for months now.
Yeah.
And I'm psyched that there's going to be a second show so we can get people like Miro and Andrade and Punk and everybody on the show weekly, and probably like Scorpio Sky's been in the marketing, so Sky's going to be coming back, Thunder Rosa. It's going to be really cool to have two shows. Like I don't think there's going to be a hard brand split. Like I do think there might be some exclusives here and there, but I do think a lot of talent are just going to cross over back and forth based on, what's convenient for AEW that week.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty excited about it.
Do they go live, or are they taping this?
Collision is live every week but one on the first 6 weeks. And it's one of the Canadian tapings. They're taping it on a Thursday.
So ultimately
to go on Saturday, but the plan is
to go live
9 out of 10 times. They want this to be a live weekly show. TNT wants Collision to be the equivalent to TBS's Dynamite.
Yeah.
Like TNT wants this show. Like it seems like some of the TNT reps kind of regret letting Dynamite shift over to TBS.
I can imagine.
So now they want their own version of Dynamite, because let's face it, Rampage is not that. So this is great for AEW. This is great for AEW.
Yeah, so, I can't wait. Saturday Night Wrestling, man, back again. It was never live on
what I grew up on, man.
Me too.
Yeah, but we didn't know. Well, we didn't know it wasn't live when we were that young.
No.
It didn't matter.
It actually
we didn't have the internet or any of that shit.
No show was really live until really Nitro,
until pay-per-views and stuff. Yeah,
because Raw wasn't live at first. That took. I think they followed.
Raw did it every other week.
Yeah,
live to tape. Format for several years.
Yeah. 5 matches is all we got on the card right now for Saturday afternoon's special. Bianca Belair and Asuka finally kind of ramping up in a feud that we didn't quite have that kind of just that kind of build that we had before with those guys. I still don't think there's a title change, Matt. I still fully believe they're keeping the titles on Bianca and Rhea until WrestleMania 40. Until I see something that really tells me otherwise, that's where I'm going to be going with the women's division. What about you?
I disagree.
Oh,
Asuka leaves Saudi Arabia with the championship.
That's cool. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
And I think it's going to set Bianca Belair down a heel path.
Oh, MK saying AEW trademark transfer portal.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that. Yeah, that's one of their newest trademarks. I'm like, that sounds interesting. Like it sounds almost too sci-fi for my liking in my professional wrestling. But
that's the old NCAA football. That's the old college football term for players that want to leave the school. They enter the transfer portal. So that's what that's getting at is to college football.
Oh, see, I don't watch a lot of college football. Okay.
Yeah.
So to me, that sounds like a Star Trek thing.
Ever since
under the transfer portal captain.
I understand that if you're not a sports fan. We are a sports fan.
I just don't watch a lot of college football.
Ever since they got done, ever since they did away with you had to sit out a year, the transfer portal is just literally was created and just like there are so many transfers, it's insane now. It's kind of ridiculous.
I like that.
That's why
if people are transferring constantly, like, it's not really a hard split. Like, they might advertise it as one, but if everybody's going through the transfer portal like a couple times a month, like, it's not going to really matter.
And I've
So this is exciting.
I've said it to many people. I've probably said it on Twitter too. I'm all for like a soft split, and you just kind of mentioned
soft
it.
split.
You mentioned it yourself.
What the only thing I would have the TBS title exclusive to Dynamite, and I would have the TNT title exclusive to Collision. Other than that, open season as far as I'm concerned. Other champions could travel across to both brands. There'll be a handful of exclusives on Wednesday and Saturday, but other than that, everybody else could cross over, do their thing.
Yeah.
You know, you never know who's going to show up. You know, that's part of the exciting part of it.
605 TBS brings a lot of memories. Yes, I watched more NWA than I watched more NWA than WWE when I was a kid. So I watched it at my grandma's every Saturday night. Man, that was great. Stephen Chambers agreeing with Asuka being the new champion, says there's speculation WWE is going to turn the Street Profits and Bianca heel, which could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think the title change is the catalyst to start that.
And MK, Saturday night on TBS was my bag. Never, ever thought it was taped. When Shivani and Crockett, we got to go.
We're out of time. We got to go.
Man, they were quality shows, and man, the Flair promos. You got a taste of the Flair promos in Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, and then he brought that him and Tony brought that promo style over to NWA Jim Crockett Promotions, and man, it was a wild time. And then I didn't really get into WWE because at the time I didn't watch Raw even right away until maybe high school, maybe college. I graduated in 98, so Raw would have been about 5 years at that point. But my most of my WWE was Superstars on Sunday. And then a buddy of mine that I worked with at McDonald's, he's like, hey, come over for a wrestling pay-per-view. And this is, I think I was in high school, 97, 98. So that's kind of when I got really more into WWE at the time. So it's pretty fun time to be a fan. That's for damn sure. That'll be cool to see Asuka win. I kind of chuckled when Michael Cole said she put chili sauce or chili pepper into her mist. That's
well, they had to explain Bianca Belair's overreaction to that miss last week. They had to inject some kind of storyline element into that to make sense, because she went way overboard last week to the point of like, come on now. Ridiculous.
Mustafa Ali's gonna get the shit beat out of him. That's the guarantee we can give you.
I do still think it's gonna be a fun match.
I think it's gonna be a Ricochet like match where I think Ali's gonna get some offense in and look good. Obviously not gonna win.
Yeah, he's not gonna win.
No. But
we're definitely in agreement. Gunther's retaining. He's breaking the Honky Tonk Man's record. Like there's no question in my mind. He's eclipsing that.
I mean, shit, we got to be close to that by now.
He's very close. I'd say within a month or two of it at this point. Very, very close.
There it is.
It can't be more than 2 months.
Yeah, he's about 346. So he's about a hair under 100 days left. So about 3 months.
Okay. That's further away than I thought.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's still like what, end of August?
Yeah, because June 10th is when he won it on SmackDown. So June 10th is 365. It's day 366. So
got it.
Yeah, he won it on a SmackDown against Ricochet in June. And Honky Tonk is 434, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Somewhere around there.
My finger's getting a workout scrolling the wheel mouse up through the entire lineage of the title. Oops. Oh, here's a fun fact. 3 people have held the Intercontinental title less than a day. Dean Douglas, Triple H, and Chris Jericho. I did the wrong search. 454. Followed by Pedro Morales, Randy Savage, Don Morocco. Gunther 5th on that list right now. He'll pass Don Morocco in a little over a month to go 4th all time, and then another 30 days before he hits Macho Man's run that he had.
I think he's going all the way.
Yep,
I'd be shocked.
I agree.
He's way too close. And unlike Roman, he's a full-time champion, and I'm all for seeing him eclipse these records when he's working.
He's worked his ass off too. He's worked his ass off ever since he moved to the States.
He's probably tripled or quadrupled Roman's title defenses in the past year. If you go from the day that he won the title, if we compare title defenses between the two, I guarantee Gunther's got like quadruple the title defenses that Roman has.
More fun facts for you. 9th all-time longest reign at 244, Shelton Benjamin.
Ain't no stopping him now.
And
top 10, baby.
10th longest, Cody Rhodes. Benjamin's reign in 04 into 05. Cody Rhodes 11 into 12. And then number 11, the original, the number 1, Pat Patterson.
They just handed him the damn title.
Right?
Hey, here's this fake tournament, and here's this new title. Have fun with it, pal.
Yeah, then he held on to it for a while. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn taking on Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. A lot of people flipping out, freaking out. Roman's going to hold all the gold, but are we getting a little Uso interference, Matt?
I think Uso interference could backfire and cost Roman and Solo this match. There's no way.
You saw that look Solo gave Roman when he bumped into him too, right?
There's no way KO and Sami lose these titles, and if they do,
you're gonna have
to have a talk again because Roman, I've had enough. I've had enough. He's crossing over Cena levels of annoyance with me at this point.
God, he still gets pops from the casual crowd though. Can you believe that Roman isn't defending his title until probably SummerSlam? Yeah, that's dumb.
It's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
It is completely dumb.
Because the rumor match for Money in the Bank is him and Solo against the Usos.
Yeah.
So it's
that would fall into the Usos costing. Again, I'm under the impression that if Cody Rhodes is not going to win Money in the Bank, if he doesn't win Money in the Bank, God forbid that he's holding.
If he doesn't win Money in the Bank, he's holding those damn titles all the way to Mania next year.
Where Cody wins the Royal Rumble. Again?
I don't need to see that.
No.
Do it again. You already had the moment.
Solo Sikoa
already ruined it.
If Cody does not win Money in the Bank, Solo Sikoa is ending Roman Reigns' reign. He's turning on Roman.
I don't like that at all.
Bork Laser and Cody Rhodes singles match. A fight, as they say. Maybe a fight pit. That'd be fun, but no. They couldn't even give us that when it was Lashley and Lesnar, but a fight that I think Lesnar's going to win to pop the Saudi crowd because they're going to pop for him, and then we get a third.
Here's the problem. If Lesnar wins, Cody ain't Money in the Bank because they're not going to put Lesnar Money in the Bank.
No.
So if Cody doesn't win, and they run back the fucking rubber match at Money in the Bank, Cody's not in Money in the Bank. So to me, Cody has to win on Saturday for him to have a path to the Money in the Bank ladder match.
I want him to win, but here's what I worry about. Just thinking how WWE works sometimes. Lesnar wins, and then Cody wins Money in the Bank, and then Lesnar pops out and challenges Cody for a rubber match for the briefcase to make us shit our pants thinking that Cody could lose the briefcase. Does that not sound like WWE booking?
Then that's the SummerSlam match.
Yep.
So where's Cody cash it in then?
Maybe that night. I don't know. Maybe
no. If Cody's cashing in, he has to do it Rob Van Dam style.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he can't just be a cop out cash in. He's literally has to say, "You've been dodging me. You don't want to give me a title shot. Well, now you don't have a choice. I'm cashing this in for a match against you at SummerSlam."
Yeah.
And that literally has to be how it's done.
Yes, so, Cody's gonna bleed. Cody's getting. I guarantee you, Cody's still low key heated. That Lesnar got to bleed at Backlash. There's no way Cody's not getting busted open in Saudi. He's fucking doing it. And MK agreeing with me. Brock ain't losing in Saudi. I just have the feeling.
I think it's a big mistake.
I just
big mistake.
I got a feeling. Woo! The
It's
tournament final.
about to be a shitty book.
Tournament final for the inaugural. I keep hearing that their lineage is going to continue with the world title. Then I hear it's not.
It's a rumor. Nobody of credibility has reported this as fact yet. So, but if it is, then it's kind of silly that they're claiming that they're crowning the first champion when there's already history on this World Heavyweight Championship. So,
Wikipedia says inaugural, so we'll go with that for now. Seth freaking Rollins, AJ Styles. I'm honestly not going to be mad at either guy winning this, but I think the iron is hotter on Seth Rollins. He lost out as the first Universal title winner, so I think he's going to be the first World Heavyweight title winner.
And Styles is already burying the championship in the media today, so there's no way they're putting the title on him.
Yeah,
there's no freaking way.
I think they're running back Styles and Grayson Waller. I have a feeling.
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
What
a downgrade going for the World Heavyweight Championship feuding with Grayson Waller.
I like Grayson Waller though.
Dude, he's Miz 2.0. That's all he is.
He's not in any movies. NXT Battleground for some reason wants to go up against Double or Nothing. My only questions for you are who comes out the women's champion?
I don't know. We need to get through the semifinals tomorrow.
True. I still think
I think whoever wins between Roxanne and Stratton tomorrow.
I think Tiffany's
going to leave with the title.
I think Tiffany's going to come out with that.
I think Roxanne's going to win tomorrow, and I think she's going to take the title.
I'd
prefer it to be Tiffany. But I think it's going to be Roxanne.
I'm very excited to probably watch this on my day off Monday. Is when I'm going to probably watch this. Dragon off a Dijak. That'll be a lot of fun. Last man standing match. Dragon Lee and Noam Dar. That match ain't going to suck. So, do you see Tyler Bate winning the U.S. title or the North American title?
I don't see Wesley losing it yet. This feud hasn't been good enough for me to say that this is where he's dropping the title. So
there's old Ryan Johnson.
I don't see it happening.
There's old Ryan Johnson, the biggest Tiffany Stratton mark that I know.
Hey, Tiffany Stratton's awesome. I ain't hating, man.
No, but Ryan is her number one fan. So got AJ in 2 feuds. Yeah, Cross is a feud, but that might just be a one-off.
Well, it's a one and done. He's faced them on SmackDown Friday. I almost spoiled it. I think that's a one and done. It's just a match to get to Night of Champions.
Yeah, Steven's got a good point. That whoever wins is the one that attacked Nikita, and that probably would be Tiffany.
I don't think so. I think what's her face from NXT UK that we haven't seen in a while is the one who's been attacking everybody. What's her freaking name? She came in for like a cup of coffee within the last 6 months, and then she disappeared.
Oh, the social media girl?
No. Oh. She's from NXT UK. She's one of the bigger named women over there.
Oh, her?
I fucking remember.
Blair Davenport.
Yes. I think that's who's going to be revealed as the attacker. Yes.
Hey, look at the chat.
Steven. I appreciate you.
Look at the chat looking.
The
chat.
It's not Miko Satomura. Stop it, Steven. Miko's not fucking knocking out people in the fucking NXT parking lot. Stop it. Stop it.
The dangerous slab of asphalt, most dangerous slab of asphalt in pro wrestling. Hey, look at the chat wanting to talk NXT. See, we got a little NXT talk in there. Let's move along to another show that is happening at the same time as NXT for some odd reason. That is Double or Nothing happening on May 28th. Las Vegas, baby. The T-Mobile Arena. We're going to have a lot of fun here. 9 matches already on the card. I don't know if we're going to add any more.
We're going to get 12.
We're going to have some we're going to have some kickoff matches for sure as well. Let's kick it off with Adam Cole, Chris Jericho, an unsanctioned match.
Rumor I'm hearing is Cole's the next man in line to challenge MJF, so Cole has to win this.
Well, you just
Has to.
played your hand for the main event too, huh?
Well, did anybody really predict me to pick anybody else in that match? Let's be real. Honestly, Anarchy in the Arena should main event. Double or Nothing. I said it, and I don't regret it. Absolutely, BCC and the Elite should main event that pay-per-view on Sunday night.
Ethan Page and the Guns taking on the Hardy Party. If Hardy Party wins, Matt Hardy will own Ethan Page's contract. It's like a whole reversal.
I definitely think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. That'll be a lot of fun. The TBS Championship on the line. Jade Cargill against Taya Valkyrie. I've said it all along that after the first match that this was going to be a rematch at Double or Nothing, that Taya Valkyrie wins, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say Taya Valkyrie ends Jade Cargill's undefeated streak, Matt.
I'm more torn on this one, but I'll go with you because I'm almost as sick of Jade's reign as I am of Roman's. So yeah, just at this point, give it to anybody. And if it's Taya, I don't have an issue with that at all.
Steven, good point. That Hardy match should be 0 hour. That yeah.
Very well could be. But I think we're getting 12 matches total, and I think a couple of those will be on 0 hour.
AEW Women's Championship, Jamie Hayter against Toni Storm. Kind of odd to throw Toni in that. I would have, if this would have been Ruby Soho, I would have maybe went Ruby, but I'm not. I don't think Toni's going to beat Jamie Hayter.
I think they want to do Hayter and Saray at All In, so I say Hayter retains.
20 Orange Cassidy's a crazy son of a bitch. Decided to put his title on the line against 20 other men. Aaron Solo, Powerhouse Hobbs, QT Marshall are the only other competitors announced for the AEW International Title Blackjack Battle Royale. Any kind of surprises, debuts, returns that you feel that could be a good spot for this, Matt?
I don't think we're getting any big debuts. I think we might get a return or two. Some surprises could be fun. I don't expect Cassidy to drop the title in this format, but it would be a way to protect him. So,
man, and this guy's
we'll see how it goes.
This guy's been defending that title left and right too, man.
It's definitely the second most important title in AEW right now. It's absolutely their Intercontinental Championship from like the 90s when that title really mattered.
Yeah. Pac may return. That'd be kind of cool to see.
I think he'll be back sooner rather than later. I think he'll be part of Collision.
Ladder match for the AEW TNT Championship. I had a gut feeling when this was swerved into Christian Cage and not Luchasaurus that Christian's going to take the title off of Wardlow. I'm going to stick with that at this point, Matt, that I'm sticking with Christian winning the title.
I think Christian as the TNT champion will bring a lot more intriguing TV to Collision with that title scene. So I'm hoping Christian wins. I would not be surprised if they put Wardlow over, but I'm gonna say Christian just because that's what I want.
Oh, let's try to hopefully we won't groan at the booking here, but FTR taking on Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal with Mark Briscoe as the special guest referee. This is going to go one of two ways. Either Briscoe's going to turn heel, which I hope to God does not happen, or Briscoe gets bumped and then they try to say Sanjay Dutt has a referee shirt on or some weird shit. But in the end, FTR wins. I really hope Briscoe doesn't turn here because I think that would just be horrible booking. I'm going to say he gets knocked out. They try to get a referee in. Close call, but no cigar. FTR holds on to the title.
I think FTR retains, and I think Mark Briscoe is the one that counts him down. I don't think he'll be.
Yeah, I think he'll be the one to count.
Be involved in the finish.
He'll be the one to count, but yeah, I think he's going to get knocked out at some point, and then they're going to try to get another ref in. Anarchy in the Arena wasn't quite the blood and guts we expected, but
because blood and guts is happening next.
Yeah. Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite The Elite is finally whole, so I'm going to go with the Elite now that Hangman is in. Blood and Guts. I think Blackpool Combat Club's probably going to win that. But Anarchy in the Arena, the Elitists just finally became whole. I don't think you can go against them with Hangman finally reuniting with Kenny and the Bucks. So I'm going to go with the Elite.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite way. I think BCC win Anarchy in the Arena, and I think the Elite win Blood and Guts. Because I think Takeshita's going to get involved in this match and cost the Elite the match, and I think that's what brings in Kota Ibushi.
Ooh.
And then we're gonna have that 5-on-5 with the BCC and the Golden Elite for Blood and Guts, and I think that's where the Elite get the win.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. And the main event, we already kind of put it out there. 4 pillars, great concept, great build to what will be a great title match. MJF, Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, and Darby Allin. I always wonder how long are they really stretching out MJF here, but if you think it's MJF and Cole, that makes sense. I could have seen him putting the title on Jungle Boy or Darby Allin really right here too.
I don't see any snowball's chance on how the MJF's losing here. I think the match is going to be excellent. I think it's going to be really good, but I think there's a 0% chance that MJF's title reign's in jeopardy on Sunday night. I just don't see it.
Are they going to have MJF pass Kenny Omega for longest reigning champion, which is going to go into Full Gear basically?
I don't know. I hope not, because part of me is kind of already over MJF's reign.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't roll that out. I would not roll it out. Like if I had to guess, I would say the earliest MJF's title is going to be in jeopardy will be either at Full Gear or Winter is Coming. I think those will be the two prime spots where MJF's title reign will truly be in jeopardy. It'll be at one of those shows, either at the pay-per-view or a few weeks later. Winter is Coming.
All right, let's move into some headlines. We don't have the Raw update yet from Sean Ross Sapp, so let's go into some headlines. Finally, we get an official release date here for AEW Fight Forever. And well, look, Matt was right. It is June 29th, coming up at the end of the next month. We're going to all sorts of things are going to be in it. Casino Battle Royale, ladder matches, singles, tag, 3-way, 4-way, Falls Count Anywhere, unsanctioned lights out, career mode, custom wrestlers, custom entrances, custom teams, custom arenas, online multiplayer, and more. And you could fully expect Matt and I to dig deep into this, maybe do a live stream some night too. Who knows? But it's almost here and finally, officially.
Yeah. I look, I've been here June 29th for weeks now. My confidence on that was certainly shaken Friday afternoon when the Fightful report came out and said June 27th. But yeah, like my source was right all along. June 29th. There is no knock on wood. THQ Nordic will not put a release date out that they don't think that they're not 100% certain they can make. They're not in the THQ Nordic is not in the business of announcing a release date and delaying it. So the date is out. The date is final. June 29th. AEW Fight Forever. We're gonna be playing it. It's gonna be fun. I told y'all you'd have it in your hands by All In, and you damn well gonna have it in your hands by All In. So
exactly.
Let's fucking go.
Of course, Liv Morgan injured, so the women's tag team titles had to be abdicated, as WWE likes to say, and yet another woman in that tag division hurt as well. It has been announced by Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer that unfortunately Dakota Kai tore her ACL on the May 12th episode of SmackDown, is going to undergo surgery tomorrow, May 23rd. The injury occurred in her the same match that Liv Morgan got injured in. So unfortunately, Damage Control is going to be down one for a good 9 months, if not more. Unfortunately,
Damage Control's done.
Yeah.
Let's not even kid ourselves at this point. Damage Control's done.
Can we get Io and Bailey at SummerSlam?
Bailey and Io will be feuding with each other by SummerSlam, if not a lot sooner.
Yeah. Who do you have tagging with Raquel? Anybody out there? Dana Brooke, maybe? I don't know.
Based on the spoilers, who she tags with on SmackDown this Friday, it's a certain green hair woman that she's teamed up with before.
Oh.
So,
well, we all know who's going to win the titles. So,
yeah, to me, if it's not Rousey and Baszler, I would be shocked.
That's
been the plan for a while.
As we promised, I didn't have a graphic for Mr. This guy. Whoops.
Mr. This guy, huh?
Yeah, Mr. This guy.
Mr. This guy.
That's going to be a great created wrestler on I did have a graphic. I saved it. I just didn't upload it. That's going to be a great name for a creative wrestler, Mr. This guy. All right, here we go. These guys. That's what we were talking about.
Those guys.
We got the latest on CM Punk and Ace Steel. For the past couple of months, AEW and CM Punk have been working towards a return for Punk on the Collision brand, of course, which starts up here soon. Fightful has learned that during the meeting between CM Punk and Chris Jericho, that Jericho mentioned the possibility of Ace Steel returning to the company in some capacity, with the belief that people working together in harmony could alleviate some tensions and show everyone that he's willing to do business. I've seen some reports that Steel is back already. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Nick Halsman reports that he's been back for several months working remotely for the company.
Yeah.
So
Fightful told there was a meeting between AEW and Punk. It was extended to Punk that Steel would have the ability to be with the company and work directly with Punk. However, it was made clear that Ace Steel would not be able to be at AEW television. Obviously, I think it's gonna, not necessarily blow over, but as many do in professional wrestling, be professional and move along and create a good product and maybe even get a good story out of it. I mean, if Edge and Matt Hardy can put together a program after what happened there, I think people can be professional, don't you think, Matt?
Yeah, I honestly, I think this is much ado about nothing, and I think a lot of people blew this out of proportion. AEW advertising, hyping up the fact that Tony's going to make the announcement of where Collision is on Wednesday, tells me that it's going to be at the United Center, because honestly, if it's anywhere else, you shouldn't even be bothering hyping it, because you're just setting people up for disappointment. So I think everything's set for the United Center, for Chicago, for Punk. Like, I think everything's good to go.
Yeah. Not much to talk about with AEW because we just covered the predictions, but I thought Roderick Strong and Jericho had a good Falls Count Anywhere, and of course everybody's banned from the arena, so they go outside for Adam Cole. I thought that was a very nice touch, unique way to do that. I thought that was fine. And then of course, God, what a moment! How great was that moment? Hangman, just, man, how good was that?
It was great, and I'm glad they alleviated my fears immediately with BTE today, because I did think that somebody was going to play the finish to Full Gear on the Tron in the middle of Anarchy in the arena, and that was going to cost the Elite the match. I'm so glad that they made Dark Order the scapegoats today, and Kenny just said, "Fucking, I don't care." They're like, "Fine, good. Just let's move on. The Elite are back together. Let's not ruin it with silly shit that happened in the past, shall we?"
Right. Speaking of silly shit that happened in the past, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan versus Gawk or Rich and Shameless drew 850,000 viewers, and the show didn't start until I don't know.
Did it though?
That's what it says.
Yeah. What was on right before it?
NBA.
Exactly.
But still, midnight, and they got
It's
that many
just
people to watch.
leaving their television on. That's all it is.
Rich and
No one
Shameless.
watched that fucking show.
Rich and
They get the
Shameless
bleed in from the NBA, just like when Rampage had that big weekend overnight rating a few weeks back. It was because it was bled in by the NBA. That's all it is. It's not that these ratings aren't real. They mean nothing in 2023, people. They mean nothing.
Rich and Shameless, good show though. The one on Girls Gone Wild was really good. So it's a good series. There's one on they did one on Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee as well. Dynamite Go Home show. Of course, as we've been talking all night, Tony Khan announcing the first location of Collision on June 17th. House of Black taking on Blake Christian, AR Fox, and Metalik in for the Trios Championships. Open house rules apply. A contract signing between Chris Jericho and Adam Cole, baby. We'll hear from Ricky Starks. We'll hear from all four pillars. We'll hear from FTR. We're going to hear from a lot of people on Wednesday, apparently.
That's how you do a go home show, man.
Taya Valkyrie, Lady Frost. That'll be a good match. And for the ROH World Tag Team Championships, of course, this was the double Jeopardy match between Phoenix and Claudio getting the win. So Claudio and announced Wheeler Yuta will join Claudio to take on the Lucha Bros for the ROH World Tag Team Championships. I don't think there's going to be I think there's going to be an elite. I think there's going to be an elite interference on that one.
Yuta being in the match tells you that the Lucha Bros are retaining.
He's just there to take the pin.
Yeah, he's there to take the pin. That's what he's there for. If Mox was in this match, I'd be a little more nervous about it. But it's Yuta. He's in there to take the pinfall. That's all. You always
say that he's there for a good time, and in pro wrestling, you say he's there to take the pin. Nothing from Sean Ross Sapp yet, but on WWE.com, we're going to have, oh my God, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar are in the same arena, Matt. Oh my God. Matt Riddle is the third with KO and Sammy against Imperium. Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch signed their contract for Night of Champions. And Shinsuke Nakamura reintroduces Finn Balor to his Kingdom of Strong Style. Probably not, considering.
That should be a hell of a match, though.
Oh my God, yeah, that'll be great.
And by the way, I think Trish wins on Saturday.
That'll be interesting
because I think that feud's going to SummerSlam, and it can't go to SummerSlam if Becky wins the first match.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's gonna do it for Lost in the Midcard. Thank you all for tuning in, and man, there's gonna be a lot to look forward to here this week. So. Enjoy all the pay-per-views, the PLEs, and the all that fun shit. Enjoy all of that. Any final thoughts before we head into Monday Night Raw here at the top of the hour, Matt?
No. I want it to be a good show. Hopefully we have. Hopefully it doesn't feel like a 3-hour show. Because some nights we get a really good episode of Raw, and some nights we feel every single minute of those 3 hours. And I'm really hoping tonight is not one of those nights. Do not punt against Game 4. It's not worth it. Give us your best effort, Hunter.
Our teams already are punting, so.
Yeah, exactly.
For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We'll be back at you at 7 Eastern, 6 Central with all of our pay-per-view reviews. We're going to have a lot of it. That might take up most of the show. Enjoy Raw. Enjoy the shows. Have a good Memorial Day weekend. We'll catch you next Monday. Brought to you by Bet